Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Thursday. Wanted to address a topic, and someone asked me would I address the topic of Osama bin Laden today, and how we as Christians should react or respond to his death. Let me say first of all that a nation has a right to defend itself, and I believe that this nation has done that. It has defended itself. But I have to say also that I was heartbroken after watching what was happening with the celebration of Osama bin Laden's death. When I first heard about it, it was actually on Twitter that I heard about it first. It was actually, the news was broken there before it was on the national news stations. And what broke my heart was when I started to see things that Christians had written in response to that. Mean things, just things that were not very Christ-like. And the thing that we have to remember as Christians is that we are held to a higher standard. Proverbs 24:17 through 18 says, "Do not be happy when your enemy falls. Do not be glad when he stumbles. The Lord will see it, and he won't like it, and he will turn his anger away from that person." So, God says that we're not to be happy. We're not to rejoice in the fall of our enemies. That's not what we're supposed to do. As a matter of fact, Luke chapter 6 verses 27 and 28 goes even further and says, "Love your enemies. But I tell you, everyone who's listening, love your enemies. Be kind to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who insult you." So love your enemies. God says we've got to love our enemies. This man, Osama bin Laden, was responsible for the killings of hundreds of people, thousands of people, and he's responsible for the heartbreak and heartache of millions of people around this world. And I am glad that he is no longer able to do that. But I will not rejoice at his death. I will not dance in the streets and celebrate in that way. We as Christians are held to a higher standard. We have no right, as far as God is concerned, to make a joke out of this or play it off as something that, just because it's of such a national measure, that we can act unchristlike in his death. You say, well, maybe if you were affected by it, maybe somebody died that you'd known personally, you'd have a different take on it. I didn't know anybody that died personally, but my sister was murdered back in 1989, and I can honestly tell you that man, the man who killed her, actually died in prison, and I never got to talk to him. But had I been able to talk to him, I truly in my heart had forgiven him before he died, because I truly had come to the place that I felt sorry for that man, because I knew that unless he got his heart right with God, that he was going to spend eternity without God. And folks, that's the way we have to look at it. We have to come to the point that we realize how blessed we are to have Christ, and how pitiful, how bad it is for those who do not know Christ. Hope that helps. Hope you have a great day. See you next Thursday.